What is up, guys? It's TimeForDillon back at it again with another crypto video. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are awesome. If you're new here, subscribe, bell icon, get notified when I post new videos because it's all time sensitive. In today's video, what we have to do is just quickly break down what is Liqwid finance. So I want to start talking about some DeFi protocols on Cardano's ecosystem. And the reason why is because I'm sure you guys noticed we had the rollout of JED, the first algorithmic stablecoin on Cardano's ecosystem. Like a lot of us have been pointing out, with the rollout of stablecoins on Cardano, we now have the floodgates of DeFi opening up before our very eyes. So, Liqwid Finance, one of the very first lending and borrowing DeFi platforms on Cardano. I'm going to break it down for you guys in today's video, so make sure you guys stay tuned until the end so you don't miss out on any of this important information. As always, first things first, I have to take a quick look at the crypto market. As you guys can see, we're down 2.44% on the day. We're still above a trillion, chilling at 1.06 trillion. Bitcoin right below $23,000. We lost 23 as a point of support. Hate to see it, but I'm sure we're going to just be bouncing back and forth between 22, 23, 24 for quite some time. And of course, you guys already know when Bitcoin moves, the market follows. So Bitcoin basically starting that downward trend, everything following suit. So Ethereum down 2% on the day, as well as Bitcoin, BNB, pretty much everything's down on the day, just about 2%. Look at that. Cardano is still right below 40 cents, right at 39.2. So, of course, I'm still bullish on Cardano. I'm bullish on everything long term. Just some things that we have to keep in mind. Number one, we had Binance briefly halt US dollar transfers today. As you guys know, Binance, the largest exchange on the planet for cryptocurrencies, by a significant margin. So when Binance is having problems, not a good sign. Now, they did not even release a reason as to why they halted the transfers, but it's just a brief thing. It's temporary. Hopefully tomorrow we'll wake up and this will all be put behind us. But if this is the beginning of some insolvency at Binance, not going to be good for crypto. Things will be heading to the downside. But I'm not even going to mention that because I don't think that that's even a possibility. But I just wanted to point this out because this could definitely contribute to some downward price action for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But another thing that I wanted to point out was that this week, starting tomorrow, we're going to have the heads of the Federal Reserve coming out and making statements about the rate hikes. So what's the point of this? Does this really have any impact on us in reality? Not really. But the market is sitting on the edge of their seat, waiting to see what these people have to say, and for sure this is going to have an impact on the markets. So we're probably not going to see much price action with Bitcoin or any of the other cryptocurrencies, or really any of the stocks, until we hear what these people have to say. These people are some of the most powerful, influential individuals on the planet because they control finance from the United States, which is the economic powerhouse. So you cannot ignore when they come out and speak. So just make sure you guys are paying attention. They start tomorrow. But real quick, before we jump into the topic of today's video, Liqwid Finance, I just quickly wanted to give you guys a little update on some of these NFTs. As you guys know, I did make a video about Alley Cats. This project really, either you love them or you completely hate them. I've seen so much hate about this project over the last couple days. Why? Well, because you didn't mint. Just admit it. It's okay. Don't hate on a project just because you didn't mint. Just buy it when the price dips. And we've been seeing the price fluctuate right between 400 and 550 ADA. Now, yesterday, we actually saw this project run all the way up to almost 700 ADA. Insane. So shout out to you if you guys managed to sell that wick all the way up to the top. If you guys are right now trying to get into the project, who knows what's going to happen? Super speculative. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. But the community for Alley Cats is one like I have really never seen in crypto. I mean, I've seen some sick communities before with different projects, but Alley Cats in particular has a community unlike most. So I'll just put it like that. But you guys can definitely check for yourself. Get on over in the Discord. It's popping off like no other. But I just wanted to quickly point that out, put it on your radar. Alley Cats, the price is still, right around where it was last time I talked about it. But I did want to mention Clay Nation coming back up. Nice resurgence, back up to 3,800. Last time I talked about them, they were down to like 3,450, somewhere around there. Now, I didn't mention it, but last time, I think if I'm not mistaken, Chilled Kongs was somewhere around 1,000 ADA. So that's a nice little increase, 50% increase right there. And then, of course, Ape Society back up to 10K. And it's actually not here on the front page, but we do have Clay Nation Good Charlotte's doing pretty good as well. More project coming out in the future. I actually will be making a video about the platypus eggs, which are coming out on the 12th. I was going to make a video about Anime Project Battle Pass. I might actually include that in the video. Just because it's free, but there's only 100 of them, and it seems like it's very specific to a certain pre-existing project. So we might talk about that, we might not, but for sure, platypus eggs, I will be making a video about them. But overall, Cardano NFT is doing good. Cardano DeFi doing good as well. Now we are down 2.16% on the day. That's not much, but as you guys can see, looking at the trend is our friend. It looks like we are heading back in the right direction, back to the upside. So overall, we love to see it. Cardano DeFi, what does it need? It needs stable coins to thrive. We now got our stablecoin. Now we need people to come on into the space. Now it seems like the overall market sentiment is doing good in crypto because we're having good macroeconomic news week over week, month over month. Every time CPI data comes back, unemployment reports come back, etc., things seem to be doing good. And then, of course, we get good rate hikes that aren't as bad as we were anticipating. It seems that we might even be slowing down. So overall, things are seeming to be heading in the right direction. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic for the future of crypto and very optimistic for the future of Cardano. Definitely Cardano DeFi. Now, specifically, some events that I'm super excited for is the release of USDA from Cardano and Emergo, right? The whole team that is creating that. The official Cardano stablecoin, which will be, I believe, backed 1-to-1. Every ADA will have a dollar put away. Because even though JED rolled out and it was successful, I think people have some hesitancy. I think a lot of people have some hesitancy with JED because it's an algorithmic stablecoin. Everyone saw what happened with Terra Luna, and they don't want to be a part of that or something similar to that in the future. But overall, things looking good. Back up over 100 million. I remember, man, we were calling for $1 billion. That was me, dude. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to front. I was calling for $1 billion TVL on Cardano by summer. And with that, that's why I kind of want to talk about Liqwid Finance. And this is really the topic of today's video. I just want to talk about Liqwid Finance. I'm going to break down the whole application that they made, tell you guys how to work it because it's pretty cool software. It's definitely a step in the right direction for Cardano. But overall, just all of the different DeFi protocols out there. I mean, there's so many different coins. I kind of want to talk about some of them in the future. I think I will be making videos about a lot of them moving forward. But in today's video, we're just going to talk about Liqwid. And as you guys can see, right now for one Liqwid Finance DAO token, it costs 27 ADA. Now, I'm making this video today, and as you guys can see, looking at the 1-year chart, it is significantly down. And that's kind of why I felt like making this video. Not financial advice, blah, 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 blah. Just do your own research. But considering we're having DeFi on Cardano start to heat up, things are starting to head in the right direction for Cardano. I think it might be a good idea to put this project on your radar. Considering looking at this chart, we are definitely at the bottom end of this chart. And more importantly, Liqwid Finance is probably going to be the premier lending and borrowing protocol on Cardano, right? So I think it only makes sense to probably, pick up a couple tokens, start, not even necessarily invest or even use the platform, but I think people will be using it because Cardano's cheap, transaction fees are cheap. Do it on Cardano. Cardano's the future, right? I think it's totally possible that people will use this over something on Ethereum, like an Aave. Because essentially, Liqwid is the exact same thing as Aave, but on Cardano. So I totally think it's an interesting idea. So that's why in today's video, I just kind of want to show you guys how to actually use the protocol. But basically, what is it, right? Basically, lending and borrowing decentralized protocol on Cardano. Now, right now, all we have is the ability to lend and borrow. But in the future, we will be able to farm and stake. It's just right now, we just have this thing rolling out. Just the ability to lend and to borrow. Now, to use the app, you just click the button, or you can click Start Lending, and bada bing, bada boom, it will take you on over to the app. And while it's loading, I'm going to come over here to Twitter to show you the parameters. So basically, this is what you need to know if you want to partake in lending or borrowing on Liquid Finance. Essentially, the minimum to partake is 100 ADA. Collateral factor 75%, so that means you put in 100 ADA, you can borrow 75 ADA. So I know it kind of doesn't make sense, but to borrow money, you actually have to put money in to borrow. So that's because things in DeFi need to be collateralized, which I think makes a lot of sense. So liquidation threshold is 80% and the bonus is 10%. Don't get liquidated, guys. You don't want to be liquidated. That would be the absolute worst. But anyway, let's jump on over to the app. Basically, I've actually already put some money in here, but if you do jump into the app for the first time, you won't see your supplies. It'll be empty. Basically, all you're going to do is you're going to click supply. Well, first you're going to connect your app, of course, or your wallet. You're going to connect your wallet, which mine was Nami. I connected my wallet. And then you could put in an amount here. I already put in 100. So you put in your 100, boom, you send it in, and then you'll actually get some tokens in return, QADA in return. Now, the QADA is worth exactly what you deposited in here. And if you do want to borrow, what you'll be doing is you'll be turning in your QADA for ADA, which kind of seems a little counterintuitive, but it's pretty interesting, right? So anyway, we have 100 ADA in here, right? That's what we supplied. If we just leave that alone, what's pretty cool is we'll be receiving 3.75% APY just for putting our ADA in here. And what's awesome is that 3.75% is actually on top of stake rewards. So your money sitting in here is actually being staked. So you're going to get the stake rewards plus the 3.75% or 3.74%. And the thing is, this APY is variable and it depends on the amount of liquidity that's in the ecosystem and the amount of that liquidity that's being utilized by borrowers. So as that amount and that percentage fluctuates, the APY will fluctuate. As you guys see, we now went back to 3.75%. But I just think it's cool because you're able to like double your APY. I mean, but the difference is you now have the risk of having your assets on a third-party platform instead of the awesome ability of staking natively on Cardano. No risk whatsoever. So there is a little bit of risk involved, but the reward is higher. So you guys need to determine if that's something you're interested in. But anyway, once you put your ADA in, right, we put in 100 ADA, it's worth $38. We can now borrow some ADA, right? So essentially what this is doing is it's taking my QADA, which is essentially like my liquidity token, basically. And like we saw, our collateral factor, 75%. So we're only able to borrow up to 75% of what we put in. So that's 74 ADA. So the minimum value to borrow is 100. I can't even borrow 100. But overall, this whole system, super cool. It's finally here. It's finally on Cardano. We can finally borrow and loan out money on Cardano. Earn some extra money. I don't know. What do you guys think? Drop it down below. I'm going to continue to make some more DeFi type videos moving forward. If that's something you're interested in, follow along. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys made it this far, you guys are awesome. Smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel. You guys have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are. Dylan is out.